Good evening and welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining us to honor two extraordinary members of our community and to celebrate an incredible institution. This event holds a special place in my heart because just a few years ago, I was born at Beilinson Hospital, now part of Rabin Medical Center. I would like to recognize all of the incredible people who worked so hard to make tonight happen. Happily, it is an impressive list which reflects the intense sense of community and dedication that we all share. To our extraordinary honorees, Gary Jacob and Mitchell Moynihan, and one very special thank you to my mom for flying up from Boca. After celebrating her 39th birthday again this weekend, it's wonderful to have you here. Finally, for those of you who are learning about AFRMC, I hope you will be inspired to become even more involved. And now, on with our program.
Good evening. It feels good to be here tonight and to celebrate something positive, something that unites us. One thing remains constant, a mutual desire for peaceful coexistence. Rabin Medical Center is a monument to the memory of Yitzhak Rabin, providing compassionate medical care to 1 million Israeli Jews, Christians, and Muslims. This is a bridge to peace, and tonight we embrace that legacy. So now on to our program.
It's my privilege tonight to honor and introduce someone who needs no introduction, Dr. Anthony Fauci. With over 5 decades of service, it would be impossible for me to list all of Dr. Fauci's many accomplishments. He's been a trusted advisor to 7 U.S. presidents. And of course, most recently, Dr. Fauci led our country through our battle with COVID-19. Dr. Fauci said had become one of the most cited phrases over the last 2 years. Your leadership helped us to learn to safely coexist with the virus and find a path to the new normal. Thank you for all that you've done for New York City, for our country, and for the world. And now it's my honor to present Dr. Fauci with the Yitzhak Rabin Lifetime Medical Leadership Award for his incredible career in public health. Thank you for your service to our nation and all of humanity.
Really so delighted to be back here in the city of my birth. And I'm also delighted to be with so many distinguished guests, some familiar faces, but also some new acquaintances here tonight. I have to tell you quite sincerely that I am truly humbled and grateful to receive the Yitzhak Rabin Lifetime Medical Leadership Award, a homage to, in my mind, one of the most iconic figures in the history of Israel, if not the world, and my deepest thanks to the American Friends of Rabin Medical Center for this profound honor. Tragically, the COVID-19 pandemic narrative has unfortunately become politicized to the point of seriously undermining the public health response. People have lost sight of the fact that the common enemy is not each other, it's the virus. Different viewpoints in society and ideological differences should be actually nurtured and encouraged because America's diverse population and diverse ideas historically have made us a healthy, stronger, and more innovative society. And so in the spirit of Yitzhak Rabin, we must find common purpose amid our genuine differences and help mend rather than tear the fabric of our society so that in the future, democracy will prevail. So in this vein, I want to move on to a positive note. As you all well know, the Rabin Medical Center in Israel is the country's largest medical institution and a true leader in performing innovative technological research. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Israel's medical research capacity and efficient health monitoring programs have been critical in the global fight against SARS-CoV-2. As really an expression of extraordinary collegiality and goodwill. And as a result of that, our public health officials and our colleagues in Israel have become very close friends, and we owe them a lot. And my colleagues and I look forward to continuing these efforts and to strengthening our partnership with our valued Israeli scientific colleagues in the hope that together we will be in a more ready alert position for the inevitable next emerging pathogen. And I'm sure Rabin would have been very happy with that. So thank you again for this wonderful honor.
So I'd like to welcome John Mechanic, a longtime and true friend of American Friends of Rabin Medical Center, who will pay tribute to Mitchell Moynihan.
Good evening, everybody. Obviously, it's been a fabulous night. As a principal in the Moynihan Group, Mitchell Moynihan plays a central role in spearheading the company's flagship new developments and growing its development and acquisition pipeline. I've known Mitchell and his family for more than 20 years. I've watched him grow up into the extraordinary real estate professional and philanthropist he has become. He carries on the tradition of his parents, Joe and Nazi, and their parents before them of blessed memory. As they say, L'Dor Vador, from generation to generation. It is with great love and pride that I present to Mitchell the Yitzhak Rabin Philanthropic Leadership Award. Mitchell, please come up and receive your award.
Thank you, John. I appreciate the kind words and the recap of my life. Really though, your involvement in this evening means a lot to me, and I'll appreciate it forever. Good evening, everyone. Some may wonder why this is an American organization's issue and why did we come here together in the city to embolden the matter. The U.S. has almost as many Jewish people in this country as there are in the entirety of Israel. I think we're not only in an immense position to help, but I really believe we are responsible to. And as I always like to remind the people around me, if not us, then who? I ask that you all please remember that every dollar you donate translates into direct life-saving efforts, such as equipment and support for our selfless doctors, nurses, and team members that wake up every day to keep people here in our beloved homeland healthy, alive, and thriving. Without doctors, we'd frankly be nowhere. I hope in this evening will create more understanding and knowledge of how we can help others while advancing ourselves as people and as a global community.
For our next honoree, Gary Jacob, the organization is deeply honored to bring up a dear, dear friend of Gary and a person who needs no introduction, Wendy Siegel.
I'm thrilled to be part of honoring my very dear friend of more than 30 years, Gary Jacob. His resume reads like War and Peace. It's so long, and it's so deserving. And I just want to give you a few snippets without cheating him. A committed community service volunteer, Gary devotes much of his time as vice president of the Settlement Housing Fund. He's a member of the board of directors of the Samuel Waxman Cancer Research, the foundation, and chairman of the Lincoln Square Business Improvement District. Gary's been an active member in fundraising efforts for causes benefiting the Jewish people and the state of Israel. He is a member of the Real Estate Division Executive Committee of UJA. He is co-chair of Israeli Bonds. For his commitments, he's been honored by the American Jewish Committee, State of Israel Bonds, the Jewish Committee Relations Council of ADL, and has been recipient of the Tree of Life Award from the Jewish National Fund. He's been honored by Settlement Housing, American Ort, the Real Estate Council. I know you're going to fall asleep if I keep reading. The guy's fantastic, okay? That's what I want to tell you.
Friends, colleagues, and guests, thank you all for being here tonight, for helping me celebrate this honor and to highlight the exceptional work being done at Israel's Rabin Medical Center. The hospital did not hesitate for a millisecond to innovate, research, and develop medical advancements, even during the pandemic and even during the duress of missile attacks. Like many of you here tonight, I believe in supporting and helping my community to the best of my ability. My community extends beyond New York, beyond the U.S., and across the globe. That is why I'm inspired by the work of the Rabin Medical Center, honored to be included in tonight's evening, and especially honored by your support. And I'm proud to support the American Friends of Rabin Medical Center, which deservedly so has a great following in the real estate, business, medical, and philanthropic communities. We may live in confusing and troubled times, but because of friends like you, I have hope. In this day and age, it means a great deal that the vision of peaceful coexistence of the late Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin lives on at the Rabin Medical Center. Thank you to the Friends of American Rabin Medical Center for the Yitzhak Rabin Lifetime Achievement Leadership Award. Thank you all for being here tonight in support of a most worthy cause. Thank you.
Mazel tov to both of our honorees, and I thank you, Mitchell and Gary, for bringing us all together tonight. So I'd like to bring up in our closing this evening, and thank you, Josh, Rabbi Plout, for all you do and for having me.
So my job is to say thank you and good night. I want to thank Magali, who's been with us for 5 years, and I just want to, let's give her a round of applause. And I want to announce that American Friends of Rabin Medical Center is proud to establish the Mitchell Monian Rabin Medical Exchange Fellowship and the Gary Jacob Rabin Medical Exchange Fellowship. Each fellowship brings a Rabin doctor from Israel to the United States annually to study under world-renowned doctors in the United States. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Gary. Your legacy will continue around America and Israel's Rabin Medical Center through its best and youngest doctors. Thank you, Gala chairs. Thank you, esteemed board of directors. A special thank you to Mitty Lieberson and Scott Reckler. Thank you to my staff, to Nate, to Adrian, to Roni. Thank you, all of you, individuals and companies who made this evening a success. And thank you, Dr. Fauci. Your presence here tonight has made this a very special moment in our organization's history. For rarely do we have someone who's a guest speaker whose life mission matches the mission of our organization. And we, in our own way here, are part of a global partnership. I want to also shout out to our young professionals in the room. So let's give a shout out to them. There are many of them here tonight. And thank you to Ricky Chira and to Mitchell, who with me dreamed that we should start bringing table upon table of people who are younger, who care about the present and the future, and for stepping up and being the wonderful leaders that you are. So thank you for doing this. And on a personal note, it's been great to have a new friend in Gary. He's a real mensch, and he's a funny guy, and we're from the same town, Great Neck, and I just think you're a real mensch. And Mitchell, I've known you for many years. You're from Great Neck, too. I guess it's like it's a trio, the three of us. But I just want to say, Mitchell, just thank you. Thank you to your family. I know they're quelling tonight. You are just an extraordinary young person with just every day is going to be brighter and brighter. And mazel tov to both of you. So before you leave, I just want to remind you of some of our upcoming events. In 2023, we're going to start having small parlor meetings in people's homes around the city and the state and the country. And we have our 5K Cheryl Diamond Cancer Schlep, which will resume for the second time January 29th in Santa Barbara, California. Thank you to Warren Diamond and Faith Diamond and to David and Leslie Schwartz for supporting this. And then the New York City Cheryl Diamond 5K Cancer Schlep in Central Park in August of 2023. And hopefully with your help, we'll do it in South Florida and in Boston and elsewhere. And our golf outing this year will be next June at the Old Oaks and Country Golf Clubs in Purchase, New York, under the leadership of our beloved board member, Bobby Scheinman. So I hope you'll join us outside the ballroom for a dessert buffet and with an open bar and live jazz music, and let the evening continue. And thank you all for your generosity, for your presence, and for your belief in our mission.